People's Democratic Party Anambra Chapter has pleaded with Peter Obi, the presidential candidate of the Labour Party in the 2023 election, to return to the party. Obi defected to LP when he felt he could not achieve his presidential ambition within the PDP fold. The PDP made a call after the enlarged meeting of the State Executive Committee SEC to review the state of the party and chart a way forward in Awka on Thursday. The communique, which was signed by Chidebe, chairman of PDP in Anambra, said alliances with ideologically incompatible political formations in the guise of coalitions would likely not yield the desired results. The committee extends an open invitation to all aggrieved and former members of the PDP in Anambra, particularly our revered former governor, Mr. Peter Obi, to return home and reunite with the now rejuvenated and restructured PDP. We will gladly welcome our brothers and sisters back to join us in a collective quest for a better Nigeria, he said. He told Anambra electorate to support Mr. Jude Ezewanfo and his running mate, Mr. Francis Okeke, in the coming election, while urging the Independent National Electoral Commission to ensure a fair, transparent, and impartial electoral process. We call on the good people of Anambra to remain steadfast in their historic support for the PDP and to come out en masse to vote for our candidates, he said. He announced the unanimous nomination of Chief Clems Ezike to fill the vacant position of National S official from Anambra. He urged the Southeast Zone Executive Committee under Chief Ali Odefa to recognize and transmit same to the National Secretariat. He commended the party leadership for a successful National Executive Committee meeting on May 27 and expressed satisfaction with the templates for resolution of its internal crisis. We have PDP Anambra Chapter inviting Peter Obi to rejoin the party, claiming that it's been rejuvenated and restructured. Let me stay on that end and get your thoughts.
Well, I don't think there's anything wrong when his people are calling on him to return back to his former party. There's nothing wrong. It is the beauty of democracy. Democracy thrives very well when the people's voices are heard. And in this regard, the local people, the local PDP in Anambra State have called on Peter Obi. That is to say, they see something in him. It's a good call. It's a welcome call. But the major thing is looking inwards. Has PDP really put its house in order in such a way that will, trigger these big names, big fishes to return back to the party? What are the attractants? What are those ingredients that are very attractive in the PDP now that will make someone like Peter Obi to return back to the PDP? And I will also woo aggrieved members to be on the table and come up with a good communique that will enable the party moving forward 2027 and achieving a collective aim. I don't see that happening in PDP at this moment. The crack on the wall of PDP have become so large that it will take a very long time for that crack to be managed. All right? See, the problem in PDP is simple. The problem of PDP escalated so much when PDP refused a Southern presidency. That was where PDP missed it. That was the genesis of this crisis. And seeing what is happening in the PDP now, there is no sign that PDP is ready to ameliorate that crisis ab initio that began 2023. PDP is still not sure of what it wants. That's a very formidable party, and I believe if the PDP reunites with all the big wigs, if they reunite on a table, take a decision without having anybody saying, oh, I don't want this, PDP may be able to wrestle power out from the current government. Okay. But the question is, the big fishes in the party, they are all disagreeing. the camps are multiplying by the day. So the crisis doesn't look like it is going to end soon. So I don't see a very good grounds for PDP at this time.
There has been committees set up to look into the crisis in PDP. Would you say they could be operating on the dead horse theory, the theory that states, I believe you are going through procedures that are not yielding results. Like you said, they should tackle the issue at the head. I would love you to throw more light on tackling the issue at the head for PDP. And then, secondly, if you are Peter Obi, what would be your response?
Okay, I think before I look into the issue of tackling the PDP crisis from the head, let us begin with the second question. If I were Peter Obi, what will be my decision? My decision will be informed by what those who supported me during the last general election.
Okay.
If they give consent to my moving, I will move. But if they don't, I won't. And I believe strongly that Peter Obi listens to the obedient movement. Yes, the obedient movement have come to become more than a movement. It has come to become more than a movement. You see what happened in 2023 general election. Truth be told, Nigerians all over know this, that Peter Obi made a mark. His voice was heard all over the world. And people truly believed in him. People traveled around this world returning to Nigeria just to vote a man. So that's to say there is value attached to Peter Obi. We can't rule that out, irrespective of political divide. You must give it to him. You must give it to him. So if I were him, I would consult his immediate family, the obedient family. Whatever they ask him to do, let him do. Because he has more than 5 million supporters from that family. So why would anybody throw away more than 5 million votes? That would be a very grave mistake. Yeah. Yes, so that if I were him, I would take that out of consulting wide the country before I take such decision, because that decision can make or mar. Yes. Then coming on the second leg of the question on how PDP crisis can be tackled from the center. See, Mike, when everybody abandoned the People's Democratic Party, somebody in this country said, no, PDP made all of us. We cannot abandon our house. This man rallied around governors of PDP in this country, rallied around stakeholders, big fishes in the party, BOT members. He rallied everybody around. And they began rebuilding the structures of the party. Then, during the PDP presidential primaries of 2023, we saw what happened. The PDP originally talked about zoning. But when the chips are down, the PDP did otherwise. They sought for a northern candidate instead of the southern candidate as supposed. That was the genesis of the crisis. And now Chief Ian Wike have just said, no, this is wrong. This is unfair to the people of the South. We want a southern president, presidential candidate of the PDP. That was not achieved. They went ahead again. He said, okay, if now you have not given us a southern candidate, you cannot hold the presidential candidate and at the same time the national chairman. Relinquish one as agreed earlier. Mike, is that too much to ask? Why do people not keep to terms? You make an agreement with a man and the next minute you are abdicating from the spirit of the agreement. That's very improper. So PDP crisis, the big wigs in the party, the BOT members, the stakeholders, The governors, they need to sit at a table, look at each other's face and tell themselves the truth. The South deserves to be treated fairly. That is just the crisis in the PDP. So if this resolution comes in favor of the South, I can assure you that all the warring faction, or even those who are making it look as if the PDP today doesn't have a strong structure moving forward in 2027, you will see how the structure of PDP will be rebuilt. Otherwise, the cracks will continue to be there, and I don't see PDP moving properly and going forward in 2027.